White people shouldn't joke about genetic superiority.
I think that when I have an issue that I want to speak about, people will hear. I love genes.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color.
My genes are blue. Sydney Sweeney has red genes.
Sydney Sweeney just called it surreal that the president defended her, and low-key was glazing over a jeans ad that was accused of being a eugenics dog whistle. So yeah, we need to talk. In 2022, she was the internet's favorite sad blonde in Euphoria. For some of us. And in 2025, she's the Republicans' meme mascot, face of the Great Jeans ad, and getting dragged by other actresses. What happened? Is Sydney Sweeney actually the problem? Or is she just the perfect punching bag for our culture wars? In this video, I want to break down why the internet turned on her again, through politics, branding, and the way she's marketed herself in a very interesting way, to say the least. I don't think people suddenly hate Sydney Sweeney for some random reason. I think she's a case study in what happens when a woman's image is built for the male gaze, anchored in conservative dog whistles, and then sold back to us through brands that don't actually care about the women. Bathwater ad. Pretty stark fall from grace. She was greatly loved in Euphoria and White Lotus. She was seen as humble, as hardworking, kind of the people. I remember people were all quoting her in that one time when she was like, you know, acting sure doesn't pay what it used to. I can't even afford my bills. And then that's when the shift happened. 2022, mom's 60th birthday party. Let me set the scene. Everyone's wearing a MAGA hat. So basically all the hats said like, make 60 great again. And look, she's from Spokane. I'm also from Washington. I'm from like the western side though, but like let me tell you, like you know how Spokane is if you're from Washington, and this really is no surprise considering that she is white, blonde, blue-eyed from Spokane. I will say that much. But it got huge public backlash for all of the very like offensive imagery that she posted. She ultimately ended up reframing it, saying that it was a misinterpretation and it wasn't even meant to be inherently political. But like obviously if you're a celebrity, anything that you're around that is political will affect you, and that is kind of your brand and what you're promoting. There's also reports on the actual voter registry that she is a registered Republican indeed. So not looking too great for her there. And it kind of resurfaced again with the whole American Eagle backlash drama, saying like, hey look, this girl, she is not necessarily apolitical, if you know what I mean. So you've got a blonde-haired, blue-eyed actress from a Republican family with a controversy. In summer 2025, American Eagle launches her Great Jeans campaign. Oh yeah, no, how could that possibly go wrong? I actually already have a video on this jeans campaign entirely, so if you want to go ahead and watch it after this video, I will have the little card up here and the link in the description. But just to summarize it and condense it into a few small points, the tagline of the ad that made it so controversial was saying, Sydney Sweeney has great genes. This is very problematic for a large number of reasons, but I'm sure that you can put two and two together. Blonde hair, blue eyes, great genes, eugenics, like not looking too good for her. And so a lot of critics online, including me, including this critic online, journalists and other celebs have been saying that it's been echoing like eugenics, master race stuff. And so a lot of articles and TikToks are saying it's very tone deaf. I mean, this is dead. We already know this story, blah, blah, blah. Let me get to the point. She recently, a few days ago, got the chance to apologize for it. In a GQ interview, the interviewer, who didn't even really look at her in the eye, which was like really fucking weird, but the interviewer asked her, what was it like and what was your reaction basically to the president having thoughts, opinions on like your existence on the situation? And she looked at her, she said, it was surreal. So, you know, just like a big bowl of nothing soup once again from Sydney Sweeney, who just loves to keep serving it to us. This is where a lot of women already started checking out, if they hadn't already. Not just because of the ad, but because of who loved it. And it wasn't helping that already before she had the Sasquatch bathwater incident, so, you know, already not looking too hot. And that's where the Republican angle kicks in. We'll get there in a second. Conservatives have been rioting her like so hard. It's been insane. They've been using her as their like little mascot, meme mascot girl for like anti-woke marketing, being like, I love how this is pissing off the left. It's their usual kind of like stupid BS. And I say stupid because yeah, if you've been on my channel this long and you haven't realized, I am a woker. Deal with it, babes. But you know, as a woman, and a woman of color at that, I can say myself, like, all of this has off-put me a lot from Sydney Sweeney. Like, who wants to support, like, what woman in her right mind wants to support a woman like that? None. And honestly, it may have even been survivable if her brand wasn't solely based now on the male gaze, because she's now completely alienated anybody who would actually want to go out and support her for anything other than her sexuality, basically. So unless she's playing a hot, big boobs girl who looks like a conservative wet dream, she's not gonna like get any sort of like positive feedback now, because she's already burned that bridge with basically anyone who else would support her, which we've already seen now with the box office flop. I think it was the 9th worst performing film of all time, but it was Christie, and it's about a boxer who is, I believe, LGBTQ, and like she's not conventionally attractive in that movie, at least not towards the audience that she's been completely marketing herself for. And so like I'm just confused on how she like thought that this was like gonna work out, quite honestly. Like I just don't see how like her or her team could think that this would possibly work. Because tell me, what like 17-year-old boy is gonna like watch Sydney Sweeney be ugly? And before this, Madam Web also was considered a flop, so she's just kind of been like flopping left and right, if we're being honest here. And now flopping even harder because apparently Zendaya won't even sit next to her on the press tour for Euphoria. Overall, yes, it's like, of course she's not the CEO of American Eagle necessarily, not the CEO of Sasquatch, she's not her family, but also you know what you're doing. You are a fully grown woman. You do have some control, at least I would hope so. We all know that she does. Like, don't bite the hand that feeds you, girl, because right now you're just biting all of them. It's just like any sort of fan base that she actually created that could have been meaningful from Euphoria, she's just completely like eradicated in a full Cassie fashion, to be quite honest. Like, she really was not playing, I swear. But I don't really think that she is a mastermind in propaganda, like trying to make America great again. I really don't think it's that deep. Like, let's be real here. Like, she is a white blonde girl from Spokane, Washington. And let's just say a lot of their political ideologies have a tendency to not go much deeper than the MAGA hat. But I do think that she is a great example at what happens when your image is curated for a conservative male fan base and you sell your body instead of your soul. And your actual fan base is girls. Honestly, like girls like me. Like I originally was like a supporter in Euphoria, and your fan base is actually like young, online, and politically aware women who don't want your Trump supporter ass. And so eventually those audiences notice the difference and they just tap out. Cause like, girl, what? So I'm curious where you land. Are you done with Sydney after the jeans thing? Do you still love her? Did you ever love her? Tell me in the comments, because I want to know if you guys are actually done with her. I mean, I know that I am. This is just like, ew. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. So if you like messy breakdowns of pop culture girlies and some of the politics behind their branding, first of all, hit like so YouTube knows to show it to more people. And second of all, subscribe to make sure you don't miss the next one. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!